Good morning, it's Monday, the 29th of September. I'm going to be documenting the next 7 weeks on my fat loss phase. And I'm going to show you my food, my exercise, what my targets are every single week, and everything else outside of that. Social events, bit of golf, coffee trips, and yeah, I'm basically doing this because I've got clients who are they're currently going through a 12-week fat loss phase. I mean, some of them have lost body weight since the beginning of this year, some of them between 10 to 15 kilos. Their journey has been incredible. So I put together this photo shoot in November. It's a group shoot for anyone who would like to do it, and I've got 7 ladies doing it. So the plan is to jump in on these last 7 weeks just to make it feel like they're not on their own, and I'm just creating that extra support for them. And not just for that, just to help me get myself back into just tidying things up a little bit. Over the last 3 weeks, I let things slip, had a lot of social events going on. My hormones have been crazy, but I can either continue to feel rubbish about myself, or I can set myself a target because I love a challenge. It keeps me on track every single week. Not that fat loss should be the reason why I stay on track every single week. I am in a build phase, but I'm just going to use this 7 weeks, a nice steady 7 weeks, just to tidy things up, lose some body fat, and then I'll be in a really good position going into Christmas, up until the end of the year, and then continue my build phase in 2026 for a couple more months. But I'm just about to head to the gym. I'll show you some of that, and then I'll show you what I'll be doing for the rest of my day on a Monday. Just got back from the gym and I've made my breakfast. I have made an omelette with onion and cheese in it. Probably doesn't sound like the best breakfast, but I tend to stick to omelettes when it comes to being in a fat loss phase. It's light and it saves my calories for later on in the day. That's where I prefer to have them. And I've got a iced coffee. I'm in between iced coffee and hot coffee at the moment because the weather is a little bit, well, it can't decide what it wants to do. It's coming into October this week, but it's sunny and it's blue skies, and I'm really hot from the gym. The session was really good. I actually did a 1 rep max on my bench press, which I didn't film, but I'll do another video on 1 rep max. In this fat loss phase, I'm starting off with, I'm always tracking my calories to make sure that I'm in that deficit every single week. So what I do is I stick to the same amount of calories for 2 weeks, and then I review my progress in that 2 weeks, whether I need to make some changes or whether I can continue with those calories. Because if everything's going in the right direction, I'm dropping weight and I'm feeling good in my body, I can feel myself tightening up, there's no point really changing the calories unless I'm seeing a plateau. And I'm on 1450 calories. Carbohydrates are 140 grams, my protein is 134 grams, and fats are 40 grams. I tend to prefer to have a low-fat diet and have more carbs in my diet. It's always worked for me. Protein is not as high as I would normally have it. I don't want to be relying on having so much protein in my diet. That's something I've actually thought about more this year. So I've actually put it at slightly lower, but it's still a good amount for me to be able to maintain muscle, because that's the most important thing during this fat loss phase, is just to reduce body fat and maintain muscle. So I'm not actually gonna use the scales all the time. I'm going to be using it as a day. I weigh in daily anyway. It's a habit and I understand fluctuations. I'm going to be mainly taking more progress pictures and focusing on how my body shape is looking throughout the next 7 weeks. That is what is really important to me, because I want to feel good in my clothes. I want to look good naked. That's what is really important, and it's not always about the scale. So I'm going to take you along this journey. I'm going to enjoy my breakfast. I'm going to crack on with some work today. I do have an in-person client at 11 o'clock, and I only have a couple in the week. I don't do any in-person sessions at the moment. I do really miss them. I really miss in-person training. It might be something I get back to in the future, but for now, I'm really enjoying the online work. That's something that I want to continue to progress with, and that's what, I'm enjoying at the moment. Today is planning content for the week, just to make sure that I'm on top of that. I'm going to enjoy my breakfast, and I'll catch you, in a bit. Good morning. It is Tuesday, and it's just coming up to 6:30. I have just got to the gym, and I'm going to do a full body session. I've been up for an hour already. I always do that if I'm heading to the gym. I do that every single day, actually. I just like to enjoy a coffee and get myself ready for the day nice and slowly. It does take me a while to wake up and function. However, energy levels are feeling pretty good today. I've just come out the other side of my period. It's so nice to have that energetic feeling when you come out of the other side of having your period. I'm definitely feeling that. So I always find that is a really good time to use that energy towards getting your workouts in, getting your steps in, really enjoy doing things that feel really difficult when it is that time of the month. So energy levels are good. Hopefully I'm in for a good week of training. So I'm going to hit the gym now and go from there. I have just got back from the gym, and I did 30 minutes of steps and a 45-minute full body workout. So I've just whipped up my breakfast, and I'll show you today what I'm eating whilst in a fat loss phase. I like to include low calorie options where I can, because that means I can have more of it. My plate will look fuller. It will keep me fuller for longer. That is the aim with all my meals. So I've actually made some oats today. Oats, blueberries, Greek yogurt, and some almonds on top. I cooked my oats in egg whites. I really like that. I don't actually have any whey protein or any protein supplements in my diet. I just tend to get it from natural sources like chicken, fish, and eggs, Greek yogurt. That's pretty much what I live off, and I just make different recipes to make it a little bit more interesting. And I've also made an iced latte today. It was meant to be a warm latte, but I pressed the wrong button on my milk frother. That's really hard to say, isn't it? So it's client check-ins today. What I do is I basically spend my day at the desk, and I listen to my clients' videos. So they all send in a video check-in telling me about how their week has been, anything they might be struggling with, any wins for the week, anything else they just need some help with. They send their videos in to me. I then review their past week, look at things that they have achieved that week, and if we are heading in the right direction towards their goals. I give video feedback to them, and they can listen to it in their own time during the week around their busy schedules. So it works really well, and I enjoy it. It's quite a full-on day. This is the most important part of my coaching. It makes it really personal, allows me to interact with the client every single week. That's what I enjoy. So I'm gonna go to the desk and start those, and I'll give myself a lunch break, and I'll show you what I have for lunch and what I do around that time. I don't know where the day has gone. It is coming up to 7:45, and I'm just making my dinner, and I was meant to show you everything I was eating today for my meals, the calories I'm on for my first week on this fat loss phase, but check-ins took over. It got really busy, and I just didn't pick up the camera. I didn't even think about it. It didn't cross my mind. So I will do better. I will show more of what I eat this week. But I'm just cooking a steak. So tonight's dinner is a steak. I'm air frying some potatoes, and I've put some peri-peri salt on for some flavor. And I'm also gonna have some tender stem broccoli. And I'm gonna have a little bit of peppercorn sauce too. And I'm gonna sit down, enjoy it, and watch Bake Off, and then go to bed around 10, half 10. That's normally what my day looks like at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill. Also, before I leave and say goodnight for this nice fine Tuesday evening, apologies for the hair situation. I didn't even process what my hair looked like when I started filming. With all my meals, I weigh and I track everything. So if I want some peppercorn sauce, I will weigh some out, heat it up, put it over my meal, so I know exactly how much calories I'm having with my meal. And I've always tracked my food when it comes to fat loss, because I want to include as much different types of foods as I can during a fat loss phase. I think when it comes to not tracking food, I'm literally just trying to guess what I'm having in my meals, and that leaves me feeling really unsure whether I'm in a calorie deficit. Not everything can fit in, you know. I tend to remove certain foods out of my diet, such as a dairy milk bar, because, you know, that won't last 2 minutes around me. Foods like this, sauces that I want to include with my meals, because I am a sauce fan, and seasoning, which normally is quite low in calorie anyway. We'll track them so I know exactly what I'm having in my foods. I think I'm just repeating everything. I'm so tired right now, but I will do better tomorrow. Hello and happy Wednesday. It is 12:30 and I'm just having my lunch. Not very exciting. It's chicken, potatoes and frozen veg, and I do have some ranch mayo on top. I think that's the most exciting thing about it. Actually, my chicken is coated in some peri-peri seasoning as well. So I've had that pretty much all week so far, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not all week, but I do have some chicken left over for tomorrow. This week so far has been it's been pretty good. I woke up this morning feeling very tired, hence why I've only just started filming now. I hate complaining, but I just feel like there's this ongoing tiredness that's hit me over the last couple of weeks, and it could be hormone related. It's just gonna be an ongoing thing, so I'm just trying to get used to it. But I did go and get my steps in at the gym. I woke up at 5 a.m. There, evidence. And then I had a PT at 7 a.m. Came home, had some breakfast, straight back into check-ins, replying back to clients because they will message me back after the check-ins and they might have some questions. So I take some time to respond to that. Today is a rest day from training. I don't do any weight training. I normally do cardio on a Wednesday. At the moment, I've cut cardio out for a couple of reasons. Again, I don't want to bring up the hormone situation, but I'm not very comfortable with the pain that I've got going on down there. And oh God, every time I think about it, it makes me want to cry. I'm actually going to be doing this fat loss phase without any cardio. It might change only because I do cardio for fitness. I like to stay fit and healthy like that. My calories are pretty good as well. Food this week has been good. Again, I could be quite tired because my calories have dropped. That could be another reason. So it could be a combination of things, and my body will get used to it over time. And normally I find the first week pretty good, but we'll see. Yeah, that's Wednesday. I'm gonna have my food and then crack on with some work. Good morning, it's Thursday and it's 7 a.m. I'm just out on a walk. No gym today. I mean, actually, long story short, I normally teach a boot camp class on a Thursday morning, and then I'll do a glute workout after if I have time. But I wasn't feeling well last night. I cancelled the class, and it's so unlike me to do that, so I could get a bit more sleep this morning. So I did, and now I'm out on my walk. Don't think I'll get my workout in today. Just take it easy. I'm just going to do another day of steps. So far this week, Monday, Tuesday workout, Wednesday steps, Thursday steps, normally a 30-minute glute session, but not today. I haven't got any makeup on this morning either, so I apologise. Fresh skin and my acne is out. In fact, it's not looking too bad at the moment. Today is going to be a desk day for me, so I've got a lot of work on, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't feel like I've actually done a very good job of highlighting what I'm doing in my day, and especially with my meals. I was meant to show you a whole day of eating my meals on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember what day it is. I'm going to get a coffee today. That's one thing I really enjoy when I do go out for a walk, is I don't do it all the time, but I'll go and grab a coffee. I think I'm going to go and do that this morning, treat myself. I am feeling a bit better this morning. Last night was just horrendous. Won't go into detail with that. So this morning I'm going to get some steps in, wake up, put some makeup on, do my hair. My calories at the moment are 1450. I'm dropping these calories down quite a bit. I know what I'm doing. I've done a calorie deficit many times before. I've got 7 weeks of this. The chances are my calories might increase. Depends how quickly my weight drops, but I just want to look at dropping 2 kilos because I've gone up by a bit that I'm not really, I've just gone up a little bit too much after my fat loss phase, to a point where I just feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm just going to drop 2 kilos and see how I feel there, and that normally is a sweet spot for me. I'm not looking to get super lean because I don't want to ruin my build phase. I am currently still focusing on trying to build muscle, but I've had to change my training basically because of the pain I'm in at the moment with everything going on down there. So I'm just changing things slightly, which means it feels a bit uncomfortable to lift heavy basically, but I don't have to be lifting heavy. I can lift lighter load for higher reps, and that's what I'll be doing, and just changing things around so I can still work on building my lower body. My upper body is absolutely fine, I get no pain there, but my lower body, because I have such long legs, it's taken me a while to build muscle there, so I don't want to be ruining that. So I have dropped my calories down quite low. I am keeping my steps quite high, but this is 7 weeks, and in that 7 weeks I might change my calories around a little bit if I need more, or if I find that my weight has dropped to the weight that I'd like it to be at, and then I'll gradually increase my calories again. So that would be the plan. Basically, the last thing I want to be doing is dipping in and out of a fat loss phase whilst I'm trying to build muscle. I want to make sure that I'm actually having a good couple of months of building muscle and eating more calories. I need to be eating more calories to do that, and I've done that every single year. I've had a build phase for a good 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. That's allowed me to look lean. So when I normally diet down for summer, so I feel good wearing my summer clothes. I wouldn't be able to look the way that I'm looking at the moment if I didn't actually go through a build phase. So this phase is really important, and I don't want to be constantly dieting all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my coffee, and then it'll be time I have some breakfast. Good morning, it's Friday and it's 7 a.m. I'm just going to head to the gym to get some steps in. I was meant to work out this morning, but this week is not going to plan in terms of my energy levels. I actually think I have a sickness bug. I went to visit my sister 2 weeks ago, and I came back. She had a head cold. She was coughing, very snotty, but she also had a bad tummy as well. Probably wasn't the right time for me to go and visit, but you know, I went thinking that would be absolutely fine. I've just had very light symptoms since seeing her, so it's almost like I feel like I'm fine, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm so tired, like more tired than normal, which is weird because this is the phase after my period, which I'm normally like really energetic. So I've actually been blaming my hormones, thinking that it's the reason why I'm feeling pretty low, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to deal with this until it gets sorted. But thinking about it, I think I might have a sickness bug. So hopefully I'm coming towards the end of it now, because this weekend will be 2 weeks since I saw my sister, so hopefully I would have recovered. But my sleep, I haven't really been getting much sleep. I haven't been resting, so it's probably going to be taking a little bit longer for me to actually recover, maybe. I've also been really out of breath as well. I'm even struggling to talk. I mean, it is early in the morning and I've just woken up. But the plan would be to do steps today, so I'm about to go to the gym now and do some steps. And food has been fine. In fact, I have been feeling really hungry, which surprises me, because I'm not normally hungry. And that's when I thought, I was trying to piece everything together, what was happening to me this week, and it must be a sickness bug. I know sometimes when you are ill, your tummy tends to feel, I do anyway, if I have a cold or something, I think if you have a cold, you feed a cold, starve a flu, or is it the other way around, something like that. So I am in a calorie deficit, and perhaps my body is still fighting something without me really realizing, because I'm not really ill. I'm just so tired. It's crazy. And the headaches I've been having have been insane, like a headache every single day. And again, I just thought it was hormones. Hopefully, I've got a quiet weekend. I can rest this weekend. So yeah, weight has dropped, which is good. I'm feeling tighter for sure. But because my energy levels are so low, I just haven't really taken in like how my body is looking, to be honest. So I am due to take some progress pictures, and yeah, it's Friday. It's always exciting when it's Friday, but how is it Friday? How is it Friday? It's mad. And the weather is dull. It's dull and it's raining. So yeah, let's go and do this. Just making myself some lunch, which is going to be burnt bagels, because I was too busy looking at my phone, forgetting that they were in the oven. I normally have a glass of creatine with my lunch. I actually spoke to my sister not long ago, and she said that they reckon they had COVID, so I probably have COVID. I have all the symptoms apart from a cold and a cough, but I'm so out of breath, like I've just noticed it. I know I said that this morning, but I'm saying it again, but I really notice it. You notice when something feels different. Yeah. So I apologize. This has not been the most lively YouTube. I have not been the most lively person to watch because I have not been feeling 100% myself. That's another thing. I found I've been feeling like my mind is all over the place. It's been really hard to get my words out, which is actually a normal thing for me to do. But I've noticed it a lot more. Because it's Friday, I like to have a slightly different lunch, only if I have time really. So I've made some bagels and put some Philadelphia on it. I've got some Heck chicken sausages. I've got a tomato and I've got a cappuccino. And I was just looking to see if I had any room for some barbecue sauce to go with my sausages because I really fancy some. During this fat loss phase, I'm sticking to all the foods that I would normally eat, but I just change up the food so that I'm having lighter options, so low carb, low fat options where I can, so that I'm not actually taking out anything from my diet. And that's something I've learned to do, to learn that no foods are off limits. That's my approach to food in general, that nothing is off limits. I don't agree with cheat days. I don't agree with not having carbs and that carbs are bad. I've taken that mindset away because I used to think like that a lot, and it just left me overthinking everything, thinking that what foods I needed to remove and not have in my diet that were making me fat. So my mindset around it was really bad. And I've been able to build up a really healthy routine where I eat almost every single food and know that it's actually okay to have a really sweet tooth, because I used to hate to admit that I really enjoyed sweet foods. I thought I'd come across fat if I did show that, because I felt fat myself. I felt big. I didn't enjoy how I looked. So I felt like admitting something like that was going to make others think that I was a fat person. And that mindset is really, crap. It's really crap. And I never really liked that place that I was in. But now I'm in a position where a lot of people know that I have a sweet tooth. And I love chocolate. If I could have a second job, I'd definitely work in a cake shop. I'd like to run my own bakery, you know. I'd have my own bakery with some nice coffee, nice cakes, and that's what I would do. I would run that. Or get a little truck, so for like festivals at the weekend, or I would plant myself in different towns and I'd have this little truck with selling coffees and cakes. That would be super cute. Wow. Maybe one day, maybe. But for now, I like what I'm doing. I like helping women who struggle with food and have the same mindset that I have also experienced. I want to get them out of that. So I'm doing that and I love it. Coffee's going cold as well, not ideal. So that's what I've made. I'm gonna go enjoy that. And then I'm going to crack on with some work. It is 12:30. I'm hungry. And at some point I will need to go get some steps in as well. So I have done 6,670 steps. I think I'll probably go to the gym because the weather is not nice today. So that's the plan. Good morning. It is a Saturday morning. It's 7 a.m. and I'm just going to get myself to the gym. I've got a cobweb. Oh my God, there's a spider. Ugh. I can't deal with that right there. I need like a tissue or something to grab it. It's not actually that big, but whoo, there was a web just straight across me. This would be my third full body session, well, my third gym session of the week. I'm feeling slightly better this morning. You might be able to tell that I am a little bit more lively, which is good. So I'm gonna hit the gym. Saturdays I like to spend a little bit more time in the gym because I have more time. So I still get there relatively early, I think 7's quite a nice time. I still feel quite out of breath actually. Still quite dizzy this morning. I've had my coffee and I'm gonna see how I get on in the gym. I think the weather's gonna be quite miserable today, so I'm definitely gonna be getting some steps in the gym. So I will probably spend about 90 minutes in the gym. I tend to plan a lot of things whilst I'm doing steps. And whether that's planning what my food is going to be like, what my food shop is, what my sessions are going to be like next week. I just make the most of planning as much as I can when I'm doing a treadmill walk. It kills time. And also it saves me time so I don't have to think about it. If I can get steps done and do all that planning. Because I really hate planning. I hate sitting down and thinking about what foods I'm going to eat, how much calories I'm on. I'd rather get that stuff done whilst also trying to tick another thing off, which is getting steps in. So yeah, I'm going to take it nice and easy today, Saturday morning, and hopefully it will be a good session. Just had my breakfast after my workout and I made a breakfast wrap. I used a Mission Doolies light wraps, which are pretty handy. So I've been having these with breakfast or with lunch, depends what I kind of planned in, but I've had this for my breakfast today. I made an egg white omelette with onion, cheese, bit of barbecue sauce, and I just wrapped it all up in that. So I'm feeling pretty tired actually after my workout. I don't particularly fancy doing much. I was actually just sat on the sofa looking through some new gym wear because I feel like I want to treat myself. And I'm always a bit indecisive with where I go to buy my gym clothes. I actually either wear Rider Wear, Gymshark, Lululemon. I haven't gone to Lululemon as much recently because it is a little bit expensive, but their material is very nice. But I have actually, I've been buying more from Gymshark recently. I quite like it, so I might treat myself to something. And I quite like the flared leggings. I've got a pair, but they're not black. I want like a black pair of flared trousers, and I'd like a black fitted jacket to go with it, like just a nice slim outfit with the flares. I really like that look. I've seen it a couple of times on some women recently, and I thought, I really want that. I think I'm going to have a look through that. I'm going to get another coffee and I'm going to crack on with a bit of work today. And this evening I've planned to make some burgers. I'm quite excited. So I've got these burger buns from Lidl, and I'm going to get some beef mince and make burgers tonight. That will be the plan for Saturday night. It's coming up to 7 o'clock on Sunday and I am ready to go to bed. I haven't had dinner yet. I've just got back from getting my steps in. I've done about 10,500 today. I mean, I didn't wear my watch this morning, so I'd like to think I've done a bit more steps around the house, doing some cleaning. Yeah, that will do. I'm knackered. I'm just ready to go to bed. So that's week 1 of my first week on the fat loss phase, and so far it's gone really well. Good week apart from being ill, thinking it was hormones, but clearly had some sort of bug. And towards the end of the week, I'm feeling a little bit better. So hopefully I have a better week next week. So I apologise for the moaning on the hormone side of things and the sickness, the tiredness, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Next week will be a better week. Weight has dropped down by ½ kilo, hasn't really budged over this weekend, so hopefully next week it might drop down towards the end of the week. We'll see. But otherwise, again, not really focusing on too much on the scale. It's more about how I feel and just tightening up a little bit and then going back into a build phase once this 7 weeks are done. So yeah. If you'd like to see what every week looks like for me, make sure you subscribe. That would be awesome. And you will get to see my next video in about a week's time. So yeah, I'm going to say good night and see you next week.